Screen's a little cloudy here. Let's try to get this screen right. Okay, all right, there we go. All right. Okay, so we'll wait for a couple more people to come in here. Let's do a quick pregame here with LV Live. Hope everybody's doing good today, man. Let's kind of do a quick show, man. You know what I mean? Kind of like get in depth in regards to everything else. Let's kind of have good talks. If you have come in here, you have entered, please let me know you're here. Give me a quick shout out so we can kind of get this conversation going. Yeah, man, so we can talk about it. So just have a pregame talk before the Knicks play tonight. Definitely wanted to chime in with everybody. I'll definitely be doing a show tonight. Just wanted to chime in, man. Wanted to see how everybody's feeling tonight. Make sure my sound is good. Yeah, man. Just feeling good. Feeling good about how the Knicks are playing, where we're at. Yeah, like I said, just waiting for everybody to come in here so we could chop it up and we can kind of get things rolling as far as the Knicks go, man. Exciting time. So yeah, just waiting for a couple people to come through, and we can get things going, man. As far as this chat goes, yeah. So it's exciting, man. Exciting time. I think also too. I think the most exciting thing about all this stuff is just that just how well the Knicks have been playing. I think it's a perfect matchup for them. I think it's going to be very, very hard for the Cavaliers. If the Knicks are, full throttle tonight with everyone, I think it's going to be very, very hard for the Cavaliers to match what the Knicks bring to the table. Period. I just think it's just, matchups, man. Period. I know people want to say, oh, the offense, it has nothing to do with it. When you're playing basketball, man, all that stuff doesn't matter. Because how they play against another team would be totally different how they play against the Knicks. So, once again, it comes down to matchups and how things look as far as who's who, who's playing with who. That matters. It really, really, truly does. And so I think that when you are kind of on the court and you see like, all right, this is who I'm guarding, that's who I'm guarding, like simple basketball stuff, man. We'll go back to like the schoolyard stuff, right? Sometimes when you assemble your team is better than another team. It doesn't matter if they have a certain type of star. That a lot of stuff doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It just comes down to getting wins, getting W's. Period. So all stats pretty much out the window. I mean, it's good for debating as far as numbers go, as far as measuring the team's strengths and weaknesses, right? But stats are kind of like fool's gold in a sense, right? Because it depends on who you were playing, how you were playing them, who they had on the court, right? All those things matter. Because you got to think, out of the 5 times the Knicks have played the Cavs, they beat them 4 times. So I don't think that's a fluke. I don't think that's you know what I mean? I think it's pretty much, it is what it is. Just like when the Knicks played Toronto, they have a hard time with Toronto. They do. Just the matchups, it just favors Toronto as opposed to the Knicks. So, I just think that, that's really what it comes down to. Just my honest opinion. So yeah, we'll kind of wait for, like I said, wait for a couple more people to come in, man, so where we can really get into details. But I'm excited about exactly what what's going to happen as far as the game goes. I'm excited to see how things play out. Let's see here. Try to bring this up here. Let me see what's going on here. All right, that reloaded. All right, let me see. Okay, so let me see how that goes. All right. So that's looking good. Make sure this is fine. All right. All right, so that's good. All right, let me see how things are here. All right, cool. So yeah, so I think that that's really, as far as the stats go and all that, I don't really think that matters. What I will pay attention to is the amount of minutes that the Cavaliers are going to be asking from their players, right? You understand? Donovan Mitchell played 44 minutes last game, 44 minutes. Allen played 43, and Garland played 43. All those things matter, man. It really truly does. When you're kind of watching the flow of the game, right? Because eventually he's going to have to come out for a rest. But if they can't give him any type of time to really kind of catch his breath, the Knicks could use that, right? They really, really can. Earl, what's going on, Earl? How you doing, man? Glad you could hop on, man. Hope everything is going well for you and your family. So, Earl, what are you looking forward to in regards to the next? The most, how can I say? Let me rephrase that. The most important point of the game, too. What do you think the Knicks have to look out for the most, as far as this goes? Rebound. Edward Walker says rebound. Okay. All right. Edward Walker, how you doing, man? Glad you're here. Okay. So it's rebounding. Okay. So I like that too. It's funny because I do think the rebounding, but I think it's going to be pace, man. I think it's going to be pace. Setting for the split. Okay. It's funny. I really think that when the game starts flowing, everybody's just going to be playing basketball. I think you got to be physical. I think the rebounding is I think that's just who we are, right? Rebound a lot is effort, man. It's not really anything else but that. People try to look at the numbers and look at stats and all that other stuff. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I just think about who wants it more. And I think that the Knicks have to come with the same intensity. To me, that's the key. You got to have the same intensity. Do not take your foot off these guys' necks, right? You got to bring it just like it's game one. Let's look at every game like it's 0-0. Let's not approach it like we're up so we can kind of take a break from this. Like, let's not do that at all. Expand on our advantage, right. We need this win, right? Agreed. We definitely do need this win. But I also think that, you don't ever want to think about losing. You never want to think about, okay, we can kind of, take a day off here. Like playoffs, you can't take no day offs. You cannot do that. You got to approach this like it's 0-0. And I think that when you do that, I think that that's going to really show exactly, okay, who wants it tonight. Because the Cavs are going to come. They're going to come ready to go. And you just got to weather that storm, right? You weather that storm, I think the Knicks will be fine. But I think that, in just my honest opinion, guys, I think that they just don't match up well with us, man. I just think that that's what it is. If they play anybody else, I think they'll match up better. But just when it comes to us, they just do not match up well. They just don't. And I think that that's why you're seeing the difference, right? Guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, we can talk about stats, cool, but I'm talking about the numbers that really matter, wins and losses. We played them. Gravity 241st. What's going on, man? I appreciate you here. Thank you for coming by, man, for a quick hitter. We played them 5 times. We beat them 4. I mean, I don't think that's a fluke. There's a reason why that's happening, man. It's just matchups. They do not match up well with us, man. They do not. And I think that that's what it comes down to, right? Period. It's kind of like, guys, like I said, it's kind of like how we played when we played against Atlantic Line. What's going on? Yo, you got that notification. I appreciate you coming by, man. It's kind of like how we played Toronto, right? Same thing we've talked about before. We just don't match up well with Toronto, and we struggled when we played them. But we have no problems with the Cavs. It's just the matchups, man. They have nobody. They have no answer for anybody. They have no answer for Randle. They have no answer for Brunson. Period. And then when Josh Hart comes in, they have no answer for him. It's just matchups. We have an answer for everything they have. We have 5 legit guards that we could throw out their guards. Period. Okay, my biggest concern is playing Hart if he's not at least 100%, 80%. You know what? I can't say that, man. It's the playoffs. And if guys want to play, this is his first time in the playoffs. If he says he could play, Tibbs is not going to sit him because Tibbs wants to get wins. So if he feels like he's ready to go, he knows his body, then let him play. This is his first time in the playoffs. The guy wants to, you'd only get an opportunity like this once, right? So you got to take advantage of it. So I'm not, I know if it was me and I was 80%, if I was 70%, I'm playing. I'm not, whatever I can do to help my team win, I want to do that, right? I can rest during the off season. I mean, that's just me as a player. And I believe now if he's could barely walk, that's something different. But if he's running and stuff, I don't see any issue why he wouldn't play tonight. Edward Walker, we don't match up with the match, like we don't match up with the Raptors. Right, exactly, Edward. That's what I stated. Boston and Cleveland are solid matchups for us. Absolutely. They don't have an answer for what we have. They just don't. They do not. So that for me, that's like the biggest key, right? Is just that. And to me, that's what makes it exciting because I know exactly what we're going to see tonight. It's going to pretty much be the same thing. Game might be a little closer, but what you can rely on is IQ's not going to have another off night. I don't see that happening at all. I think IQ is going to be IQ, and he's going to be ready to go. I do not see him having another off night. I think he kind of was getting out his playoff jitters last game, but I think he's going to be ready to go. And that's another person they don't have anybody for. They have nobody for IQ. So, I mean, just the guys we could run out there, right? They just struggle with those type of matchups. Okay, yeah, but we got one down there. He better be ready for right. I agree, right? I agree, like him being ready for Friday, Earl. Like I'm totally in agreement. But once again, this is the playoffs, man. And guys understand, like, you only get one shot at this thing. So if you know that you could have played and your team lost, that's going to be eating away at him. Once again, if he can't walk and he could barely put weight on it, then I wouldn't play him. But if he can run and he can do, if I'm Tibbs, I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look at his eyes. I'm gonna say, "Listen, man, are you ready to go? Can you go?" He can say, "Coach, I got it. I'm ready to go." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." Because we're trying to win, man. You know what I mean? And that's how your mindset has to be. Now, granted, do you play him as much as you usually play him? You'll see how the game goes. Because remember, Josh Hart's getting at least like 30 minutes a game, right? That's what he's playing. So I don't, if I'm sensing that he's kind of may not have it, I'll give him 20, 25 minutes. I might even throw Deuce out there to give it like another 10 minutes, but we'll see how he is. But, man, it's kind of hard to tell a guy, first time in his career, he's in the playoffs. He knows he's an important part to the team that, hey, man, sit down. You can't play. And he knows he can play. He knows he can go. I think Hart will play. That's what I'm saying, man. They say he's questionable. I saw on Twitter there was a guy, forget his name, in New York Post. Let me look it up really quick. I'm going to say his name because I reposted it. Give me 1 second, guys. Be patient with me. I think his name is Zach. Let me go to my homepage profile. His name is Zach Brazilla. Zach Brazilla. He's with the New York Post, right, guys? And he said that he looked at Hart. He said leaving practice, Josh Hart was walking without a limp. He gave me things up, pretty much a thumbs up. Asked how he was feeling. He said good and smiled. So I think he's ready to go. And the Knicks pretty much upped it to, my allergies are killing me. Oh, it's weather. The Knicks upped it to questionable. So questionable means 50-50. And when you're 50-50, that means you're playing. I just don't think that guy, they're not going to be able to hold him back. Josh Hart got that dog in him, right? I remember back during the Giants versus the Vikings game, Isaiah Hodgins was playing on a bruised ankle and still balled out. Yo, man, Atlantic Line, did you remember seeing a picture of that? It looked like his ankle was broke. Like the way it was black and blue, it looked like his ankle was broke, man, and he was playing on a broken ankle. Like that's how bad it looked. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Absolutely, it was wicked. Absolutely, it was bad. And he played. I mean, look at come on, look at the Super Bowl. Look at Patrick Mahomes, what he pulled off, right? So look at Randle. Listen, man, this is different. This is a different type of time during the season. When it's the playoffs, it does not matter. If a guy is 50-50, he's playing. There's no way and I don't care. And what I mean by playing, guys, I'm not saying he's going to be out there playing 40 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if we played 20 minutes. But perfect example, Randall only played 34 minutes last game. He said a big part of it was conditioning, but he said his ankle felt fine. But I knew last week, I told you guys, there was no way Randall was not playing. And I think it's the same thing for Josh Hart today. If he doesn't play, I think it's the medical staff's decision. It might be the coach's decision that's keeping him out. NBA has the best sport medicine. Absolutely, man. They know how to get these guys ready. They know how to get these guys back to being full strength. They know. I mean, perfect example. If you go down like what happened to Tyler Hero, he broke his hand. That's something different. You got a cast. You can't play with a cast. Like, that's different. Now, football you can, right? But basketball you can't play with a cast. So that's something totally different. I lost some respect for Zion when he said he was healthy but didn't feel like Zion. No, come on, man. Come on. I don't know if you guys saw my show that I did with Knicks Nation. Go check out those guys. They have a great show. They invited me on. Great stuff. I left the link in my channel. So go take a look, man. It's a breakdown. But I talked about that. I said Zion talking about, I gotta feel like Zion. That's like third person, man. Like, what are you talking about? So does the reporter supposed to go and ask Zion, if we ain't talking to you, who we talking to? Like, your inner mind? Like, what are you talking about, man? Can you play or can't you? You out there doing windmills. Like, what's wrong with you, man? That just whatever, man. I don't know what that is. Listen, it's the playoffs. We need all hands on deck. And that's what it is. If you can go, then let's play. I would rather 70% of you, because your 70% is better than a lot of guys 100%. So I would rather have that, right? And then you will kind of fill it out. But kind of like what Julius said last game, right? Johnny Bryant's going to put him through the ringer. He's going to put him through and see if his ankle is where it needs to be for Josh Hart. If his ankle is where it needs to be, I don't see Josh Hart sitting out. I think he's going to be playing. I think he's going to be ready to go. And to me, then that spells problems for them, right? Because once again, like I stated earlier, we can throw 5 guys at those 2 guards, and those guys are getting over 40 minutes a night, right? There's no way they're going to have the same intensity on that end of the floor defensively as they will offensively, and if they're playing over 40 minutes a game. See, if you look at the Knicks lineup, the breakdown of what we had last game was beautiful, guys. You know what I mean? Our minutes distribution was fabulous, right? Randle only played, like I said, 34. Big Mitch played 26 minutes. Brunson played 30 minutes, of course, because of the fouls. RJ played 31 minutes. Grimes played 27. Obi played 14. Hart played 22. Josh Hart played 33. Quickly played 24. I mean, that's fabulous. That's fabulous. That's fabulous, right? But then Mobley played 38. Allen played 43. Garland played 43. Mitchell played 44. I mean, that can't happen, man, for them. That just can't. Edward, IQ needs to show up. He definitely will. I really think that it was first game jitters for him. I think that's what it was. Because it was shots that he was like, I remember one time he came up, made a strong move. And he kind of like, I don't know, they kind of like missed it. And then Josh Hart finished it up. And I was like, IQ usually makes that, man. Right? So I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. I think he's going to be huge, because that's the one thing they didn't realize. We got nothing from him. And he is always the X factor. Period in the story. We survived 100 people. I appreciate you coming by, man. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that like button. People also, too, when you come by, thank you for coming by. Atlantic Lion, our bench is just so solid, we don't have to burn the starters. Exactly. And that's once again, it's all about matchups, man. And that's what causes them problems. They have no way to kind of spell that. They just can't. The players they have cannot do it, and that's pretty much what hurt them in that Donovan Mitchell trade. They didn't really, and then they just traded away Kevin Love also. That really hurt them, man. So matchup wise, we just give them problems. Period. Josh needs to rest the game and give his minutes to McBride. I wouldn't do that. If he can go, I would play. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. This is the playoffs. If he can go, he's got to go. Now, once again, I'm not the medical staff. I don't know. But he knows his body. If he wants to play, I would let him play. And I would let him push right through it. I would let him push right through it. Brunson will be double teamed. We need all shooters on deck. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're going to try to, but it's not just a matter of guys knocking down jump shots. It's penetration too. From Hart to Grimes to IQ to, of course, Randle, of course, to RJ, Brunson. Like those guys, we don't just shoot jump shots, man. We go to that Baja also. And we finish strong at the Baja and we get the offensive boards too. See, we put so much pressure on them that they don't know where to turn, man. That's just what it is. Oh, great. Yeah, he was upgraded. You're right. He ain't sitting out. I told you he's not sitting out. There's no way, man. Listen, he's how old is he? I think he's 28 or 27. Josh Hart. I think he's 1 year older than Brunson, so I think he's 27. This is his first time in the playoffs. He's been traded like 3-4 times in this league. He said it when he came here. This is the first place that he feels like he can call home. He's about to have a new family with his wife. This is his career. This is what he's played for so hard to get to this point. To be on a team like this where he's an important cog to what it is that we do. There's no way he's sitting out. No way. We survived 100 people. Okay. McBride is a dog too, but he doesn't get us the rebounding that Josh does, right? I agree. I love McBride. I do. And I love what he can give us. Remember, we were playing well before Josh Hart got here, right? So I'm not trying to say Josh Hart's everything. He's a big part, but I understand that Deuce is solid also. Excuse me. But you got to put out your best players. Deuce is a good backup to what Josh Hart does. But if Josh Hart can go, he's got to go. And Deuce is just going to have to sit behind and wait his turn until he needs him. This is the playoffs. You got to have all hands on deck. RJ, where are you? No, that's Ed Walker, man. I don't. People are slamming RJ, man. I don't. Listen, RJ didn't have a good shooting game, just like Grimes didn't, just like IQ didn't. But he was a playmaker all game. You know what being a playmaker is? He had 6 assists and he had 4 steals. So he was impacting the game in other ways. People want to slam him for that turnover he had. That was 1 turnover. My opinion, he should have been out of the game earlier. You should have put Grimes in. I think they waited too long to put Grimes in because RJ just didn't have it. But he was doing winning play. He was doing winning things to get us to win. To me, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. All I care about is the win, man. I don't care who does it and who doesn't do it. I don't care. Just get the W. Now, during the off season, when we want to talk about other pieces that we want to put in place of RJ, now that's a different conversation. Now we can have it. Now we can really talk. But right now, everybody's got to produce. If your shot's not falling, defend. Look what Russell Westbrook did the other night. He was 3 for 19. But look at his defensive intensity. Look what he brought to get them to get a W on the road against Phoenix. That's what you want. You want winning plays, man. You want at this point in the season. It's not about stats. Stats you could throw out the window. No one cares about that. People want to win games. Period. You do that, you're going to find yourself at the end hosting up that trophy, right? And that's what we want. We want to put that trophy up. Now, I don't think we're going to get there. I think we can, but that's all that matters. Francisco, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming by. If you come by, guys, please hit that like button, please. Francesco, I hope all is well, man. Starters are tweaking injuries, right? We got starters on the bench. Tibbs don't overplay, right? Share, look at Obi. Deuce helps in other ways, right? Line to line, McBride stops and creates separation. RJ helps, right? I agree with that with Deuce. It's just that it's certain things, it's a lot of things that Josh Hart gives that Deuce doesn't give. And it's okay. But my thing is that you got to put the best people out there, period. Right? And I think that that's where Deuce loses minutes. And it's only 48 minutes in a game, man. And it's playoff basketball, so you're going to put the best guys out there. And if guys say they can go, because let's be honest, everybody at this point in the season is not 100%. People have hurt elbows, their shoulders are hurting, their hips, their knees, ankles, right? Fingers, hands, whatever. Guys are still playing through it. So you got to put the best 9 out there, man. And Deuce is just right outside of that. The deeper we go, the smaller the conversation regarding what to do. Absolutely. What are your thoughts on RJ? Like I just said, Earl, man, I think he's fine. I don't think we need to really look too deeper into it. Just let him play ball. Let him play. If I was RJ, I wouldn't come out shooting jumpers. I would punish Garland in that post. I would go straight to the Baja on him. I would not try to shoot jumpers. I would make it easier. If anybody's ever played hoops before, I have. Put thumbs up if you have also. You start inside, then you work your way outside. You don't come out just shooting jump shots. That's always been the law of the game. Now, if you're nice like that, like Steph Curry, yes. But you start inside, then you work your way out, man. Get down there in that Baja and take him in there and punish him, man. Punish that kid. He's too small. He's about 6'2". You're 6'6", 6'7". Punish him. Go to that rack. Finish strong. If they're doubling you and they're stopping you, then kick it out for somebody to get a jump shot. That's how you're getting the flow of your game. Okay, Francisco. If we hitting, Deuce is in. Somebody got to cover. I got you. I love what Deuce does, man. I do. I love what Deuce does. I do. I just think he's just right outside of that, and we got to find minutes, man. And we got to make sure our stars play. And we got to get the best players out there. And Deuce is like right outside of that. Let's get ready to rumble. Going to be a dogfight. Agreed. Bully ball RJ inside out. Agreed. Preach. Absolutely, Francisco. That's what I'm saying. And that's what he has to do. Make the game easier, man. Make the game easier on yourself. But people got to stop destroying RJ, man. He's not going anywhere, okay? We can't trade him right now. We got to wait till summertime. So right now, you get what you can get out of him to get this win. And then also, too, like I said before, if he's not playing well, we have a backup for that. We have Josh Hart, we have IQ, and we have Grimes. We'll put those guys in. I think what hurt it last time was that he didn't sub out RJ quicker. When it was 5 or 6 minutes left in the fourth, I thought he should have got RJ up out of there and pretty much put Grimes in. Grimes is a better free throw shooter, and if Grimes gets it open, he can knock it down, right? Even though he was struggling, he's a better outside shooter than RJ. So to me, that's why I thought what he should have definitely did. Hey, man, Chow, what's going on? Salute, man. I appreciate you coming by. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, hit that like button. But, man, Chow, I appreciate you coming by. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, Francisco, RJ, share the ball, rebound, and D up. That's it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then everything else will start to fall in place. Period, man. That's all you got to do. No one needs to try to be a star. We just got to get W's. That's all that matters. We got to win 3 more games, and we move on. That's it. That's it. I don't care if we beat them 87-86, 102-101, 77-76. Just get the W, man. That is it. I don't care. When I was watching the game the other night, we was up by 8. I was saying the clock is our friend. Let's tick this clock down. Let's take our time with our possessions. The clock is their enemy, not ours. We're up by 8. Let's take our time. So they started getting them turnovers. I'm like, yo, take it easy with the ball. Calm down. We're controlling the game. Like let's get this W, man, and get up out of here and get back to New York. If we win tonight, I'm bringing out the brooms. Yeah, if we win tonight, man, I think we sweep them. I think we sweep them or we get them in 5. I think we get them out of here. RJ has business on the court in the fourth quarter. Has no business, I'm assuming, has no business on the court in the fourth quarter. If he starts the fourth quarter off, I wouldn't mind. But closing, no, man, because he struggles with free throws, and he's not really a good outside shooter. So, yeah. Yeah, man, Chad, I peeped that. I saw what you meant. Francisco, ugly wins are beautiful. Absolutely, man. Just get W's. That's it. Atlanta Cavs better not let us go up to and head it to MSG. Yo, listen, man. I'm telling you right now. I had things going on, but I had my tickets. I want to get my tickets for Friday night in MSG. You know it's going to be a frenzy in the city. It's going to be bananas right there on 34th Street. People going to be trying to go home, trying to take Penn Station out of there, and people going to be going bananas up in there. They're going to be like, yo, man, I got to get an Uber home. I can't make it to my train. It's going to be crazy, man, if we're up 2-0. Telling you, it's going to be a frenzy. Bananas in the city. I know it's not the time for it, but has Grimes passed RJ? No, not yet. Not yet. You got to understand. Listen, Earl, really quick. Look how great RJ played last year, man. We were talking about giving the keys to RJ and getting Randle up out of here. Remember that? Remember how easily? That was only a year ago. It wasn't that long. RJ played really good last year. He had a downturn this season. I told you guys before, you've heard me before. I think he's injured. I think there's something wrong with his knee. I think he's not talking about it. He's just playing through it. But I think it's something wrong with him. I don't think he's fully healthy. He doesn't look like himself. And then also, too, I think there's been a change with Brunson coming, right? That changes things. It's been easier for Randle, but it's been tougher for RJ to make that adjustment. Because him and Randle are like the same player, man. They need the ball in their hands. They do the same type of moves. Like they're like the same player. It's just Randle rebounds better, but they need the ball in their hands. Like, so they're different players. They're like the same player. So it's like they run into each other a lot. So I knew when Brunson came in here, something was gonna have to change and you saw somebody took a back step in their game, and that was RJ. Whereas Randle ascended, RJ took a step back, right? And that's all because of Brunson. So we got to kind of see exactly how these pieces work, but that's a conversation in the summertime. You know what I mean? See exactly how that looks. What's the status on Hart? Man, Chad, I said it earlier. It's questionable that he plays, but I think he's playing tonight. I don't think before it got upgraded from doubtful to questionable. It was stated by New York Post worker. His name is Zach Brickzilla, I think his name is. I'm not sure. New York Post. He's at the game. He works for New York Post, so he pretty much was stating that he spoke to Hart. Hart said everything's good, thumbs up, I'm feeling good. He smiled at him. So I think he's playing tonight because there's no way he's sitting. Sweep. Yeah, I definitely see a sweep. I was surprised. Kings Arena was almost as loud as MSG. Yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty loud there. I remember back when the Kings used to play, when they had Chris Webber and those guys, and it was Arco Arena. I don't know if it's the same place, but it was loud then when they played the Lakers. It was pretty loud. But they also, too, they say that sometimes a lot of those stadiums, what they do is they pump sounds through the speaker system, man, to make it louder than what it really is. Sometimes they do that. So that's another dynamic, too, you got to look at. Okay, we survived 100 people. Okay, you think Tibbs should sub the starters out earlier again like he did last game? No. I think he only did that because of Randle. Randle's conditioning was off. Randle even stated, he said, you see how tired I was? Right? That's what Randle said. I think you do things exactly how you've done them. I think what was beautiful about last game is that he had to sub Brunson because of the fouls, and he had to sub Randle because of his conditioning. But to me, you play those guys like how you play them. Like you do the same thing you've done during a regular season. You do that. They got to match up to us. We don't change up what we need to do. Now, of course, based on how someone's playing, based on foul trouble, based on injuries, you got to make adjustments, right? But I think you go into this. The pressure's on them, man. The pressure's not on us. We just go in there and do what we do. We play bully ball, and that's it. We get a W and leave there like a thief in the night and head back to New York City, man. And we try to make it 3 in a row this Friday. High key, man. I'm all for the Kings. Yeah, man. I think the Kings, they're good, man. They play good. I think, hey, man, that was nonsense with Draymond, right? Because it was clear that he grabbed Draymond's ankle. Now, I'm not saying he should have stomped on him, but I think that I was more like, yo, get off my ankle, right? Like that was crazy. I think they both was at fault. But he was dirty. Like Draymond was trying to run, he grabbed his ankle. Like that's insane. Because Draymond could have fell and broke his ankle. I mean, people don't think about that stuff, but that stuff happens all the time. You fall on somebody, you go off a layup, you land on somebody, you sprain your ankle. That happened to Randle. It's funny, that happened to Josh Hart. He landed on someone's foot, and that's why he sprained his ankle. So if you go up, you're trying to run, and someone falls underneath you, you're trying to run. But if he grabs your ankle like he did Bush League, and then he try to act like, I was trying to, come on, man. That's Bush League what you did. And Draymond just not being smart, he got caught in it and stepped on him and thought they was going to keep it playing. But come on, he grabbed his ankle. So I think the refs got it right by calling it a tech, but they gave Draymond a flagrant too. But I don't know. I think they both was at fault. I get it why they threw him out, but it was clear, what the guy was doing. He was trying to be slick, but it was obvious. True. On purpose, he could have pulled away. Both wrong. Absolutely. That's the same thing I said, Francisco. The Kings ain't winning the series against the Warriors. You know what? That's going to be tough, man. The Warriors are tough at home. And sometimes with a team like that, right, with a team that has the experience that they have, all they need is to go back home and get a W. They get a W and see the ball go through the net and start getting some wins. And if they get 2 wins back at the Chase Center, I think they're finished. I think they come back and they win Game 5 in Sacramento. If they win Game 5 in Sacramento, they go up 3-2. It's over. The series is over. They win in 6. Okay. What do you think of the outcome of the Bucks series will be? What's funny, man? If Giannis doesn't come back, man, they're gonna have problems because they have nobody for playoff Jimmy. Nobody. Playoff Jimmy Butler is an issue. He's a problem. He knows how to play in these type of games. This is right up his alley. Bully ball at its best. He knows how to draw fouls. We see it when he plays us. He just knows how to play the game, and he knows how to win. They need Giannis. If they don't have Giannis, I would say probably the Heat in 6. The Heat in 6. Giannis's injury encourages me that we can go far. Agreed. He's the X factor because we have nobody for him. Nobody. Randle wants no parts of what Greek Freak gives him. Randle's a bully, but he just doesn't have the athleticism that Giannis does. And Giannis also plays bully ball also. So he gives it right back. So, yeah, but if he's out with that back problem, because, the back is different. See, the back, it can hurt initially, but you wake up the next day, you won't be able to move. I don't know if anybody here has had back spasms. If you have, thumbs up. I've had them before. It is the worst. As soon as you make a move, man, it cripples you. You'll fall right back down like, I can't move. I can't do anything. So if his back, he's done. And that's it. Randle don't like the bonus. Yeah, man, they got beef. They got beef going back to the Pacer days, man. But Randle used to give him serious work. Randle was giving him the business. I'd say it's looking good for us. Absolutely. The basketball gods are coming together for the Knicks, I would say. Okay. We match up horribly against the Bucks. We do, man. We definitely do, Atlantic Lion. I agree with that, man. But with Giannis out, I say the Knicks can win that in 7 with Giannis out. Hopefully Giannis doesn't come back. Hopefully he's out for the rest of the playoffs. If that happens, Knicks beat the Bucks in 7. But the Bucks got to get past the Heat. And the way they've looked the other night, I don't see that happening. I see the Heat taking them in 6, maybe 7. We should let Spider do his thing. Just shut down the rest. Absolutely. Let Spider be Spider. Just like last game. Let him do what he does. Because also, too, make him work on a defensive end. Make him work. Whoever Spider's guarding, you go at it. Go at his chest. Right? Make him work. Because if he's going to play 40-something minutes, he's going to be tired the 4th. His legs are going to be heavy. That jump shot's not going to be flowing because he's going to be tired. Period. And with the way the Knicks play, with the constant bully ball, they're leaning on you. They're fouling you. You're going to the rack. You're getting bumped. That weighs on you with 3 minutes left in the game. And you're tired. And if you only play, and if you've been playing 45 minutes, man, you're going to feel it. So we got to make him work on both ends. Okay. Francisco, Middleton okay with the Bucks. If not, who they got? Well, Drew Holiday is tough. But yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Um, I mean, they know how to win, man. They have championship pedigree, but Giannis is the key because when Giannis is there, he just lifts their spirits, but he changes their lineup. He just does. With his athleticism and just how he plays, he changes everything. So, I mean, you saw it last game. I mean, you saw it, right? So he's just a difference maker. I mean, he's an MVP, man. So I mean, there's a reason why he is that, right? So that just changes everything. So we got to see how that plays out, right? But I can't think that far. I'm sorry, but I appreciate breaking down because we could do all the breaking downs. But right now, for me, I'm focused on tonight. I'm focused on Johnny Bryant. What time is it right now? It's about 3 o'clock, I believe, or 2:40. It's 2:50, 2:54, right? So for me, I think Johnny Bryant is pretty much putting. I think he's putting Josh Hart through the ringer right now. I think he's got him running around doing all types of drills to see if he's ready to go. They should give Tibbs a thumbs up. So I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. And so for me, that's exciting. Yes, let's get by the Cavs, man. Listen. I got the Knicks in 6, but if we win tonight, um, 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm good, guys. Okay. Um, yes, yeah, but Draymond has a record. Yeah, Draymond. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, but Draymond. I mean, yeah, I agree with the record, but man, you can't grab somebody's ankle like that when they're trying to run. You can't do that. That was the Bush League play, man. Because if he would have fallen, let's say he would have fell, he would have broke his ankle. That's Bush League, man. I mean, that's Bush League what Sabonis did. I mean, that's just what it is. And then you try to act like, oh, my stomach hurts. Yo, man, knock this off, man. Come on. Like, you try to pull a fast one. Okay. Francisco, take Tibbs, old time Knicks. No going down the middle. Right. Right. Live it. Right. Clean, hard fouls are fair. Right. You're muted. Okay. Absolutely. Francisco, you know what it is, man. Listen, this is playoff basketball. So no easy layups. Period. No easy layups. You come in here, you're gonna feel it. That's it. That's it. You try to out rebound me, you're gonna feel it. Period. That's just it, man. We trying to win. We ain't friends right now. We ain't friends. So that's how you gotta approach it, man. That's it. Okay, I landed wrong on both ends, but it looked real bad on Draymond's part. Agreed, I agree. I said it earlier. I think it's wrong on both ends. And just Draymond being Draymond shouldn't have fell for it. That's what it was. But what he did was he tried to get slick too. So he grabbed my ankle, so I'm gonna stomp on him real quick. And that's when the ref said, "I caught you." That's it. But then they reviewed it and they saw, both guys getting caught up, but they can't let that walk. They just can't. They would get in a lot of trouble as refs if they let that something like that happen where that guy stomps on them. So they had to give what's the name of technical, which he deserves, but they got to get Draymond up out of there for doing that. Because Draymond, he's got to be smarter than that, but it's Draymond being Draymond, right? Okay, Edward Walker, good show. Edward, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate that. I really, really do. But guys, let me know who has to be the star tonight. Who has to be the star? Not who's going to be, who has to be. I want to hear from you guys. Just start a player. But I'm going to tell you in like 1 or 2 minutes who I think has to be the guy tonight. Good show. It's got to be RJ. Okay. Draymond's a modern day Robin. He is. Grimes. Okay. Edward Walker's got Grimes. Okay. Got RJ and Grimes so far. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? RJ Grimes. Okay, IQ needs to step it up. Okay, on the rebounds to help Josh, even if he plays. Plus, IQ's got to get at least 15 points. Okay, IQ. Okay, man child. IQ. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else? Just jump in. It doesn't matter because I'm about to give who I feel's got to do it. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Obi. Okay, my man said Obi. Okay. All right. IQ. That's it. We know what we know what Randle's going to do because they have nobody for him. We know what Brunson's going to do. He scored 27 last game. Last time he played him, he had 48. Randle had 19 and 10. He came up for ankle injury. We saw what Randle was. They have nobody for him. Josh Hart doesn't usually give you 17 points, but he does give you the activity. If IQ is IQ, they're in trouble tonight. The Cavaliers are in trouble. We're going to win this game by 10 or 12 points. If IQ is IQ, if he does what we know he can do, anywhere between 15 to 25, and don't let him go crazy for 30, right? Don't let him start skipping, right? Right? Don't let him start doing that, right? If he's doing that tonight, we're going to beat them by double digits. Period. End of story. IQ is the key. There's the reason why he's up for 6 Man a year this year. King Rami, what's going on, man? How you doing? Appreciate you coming by. Thank you, man, so much for coming by. If IQ can be IQ, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. Because now, guys, just look. Perfect example, guys. We weren't even playing well offensively. When we were being us. We were getting extra offensive rebounds. Look at how many open threes IQ was missing that he usually makes. Same thing for Grimes. He shot 27% from behind the arc. Imagine if Grimes is knocking those down. Imagine if IQ was doing those off of those loose balls or him on a break. Because when he does his damage, it's on that second unit. When they make that switch, starting that second quarter, that's when IQ does his damage. And Obi's hitting threes in the corner. That's when we start taking away the games. And that's when they say, okay, we got to get our starters back in because our bench is terrible, right? And that's what happens. And Randle can rest, Brunson can rest, and then we bring back in our heavy hitters. When IQ is skipping, like Skip to my Lou from the Rucker, if he's doing that, and he's knocking down that trade ball and hitting that runner, going through that in and out, being IQ, they are in trouble. Because they have nobody for him. They have nobody for him. Nobody. That, to me, is the key. He's like IQ tonight. That's it. Lights out. Lights out. Pack him up. Get him up out of here. We're back on the plane in New York. I'm telling you, that's the key. I was laughing so hard. They thought Osman got caught up on. Dude, what was he thinking, man? Listen, when he got the pill, who was it? When he got the pill, and we went up, we went up 97, 95. No, we went up 99, 97. Because remember, Grimes hit the free throw, that was it. This is right after Josh Hart hit the three. When they had him, and then he gave him baseline. He opened up and gave him the left hand. Randle was coming over for the screen. He couldn't even get to the screen because you know what Brunson said? Brunson said barbecue chicken. This is game time. He's silly. What is he doing? Oh, this is all day, homeboy. You must not have read about me. And that's what I said. This guy's grasping for straws, this coach. Because there's no way I had Chetty Osman out there checking him at the top of the key. There's no way. That's barbecue chicken all day, all night. Book it. I said it. That's what's happening. I have no idea what they were thinking. Oh, sorry. Ribby like ribs, not Robbie. Sorry. Sorry, Ribby. I'm sorry. I apologize about that, man. Thanks for correcting me, man. Appreciate that, King Ribby. Yeah, absolutely, man. Hit them like button. Subscribe. Appreciate that. And so to me, that's the key. That's the key, man. Period. End of story. That's the key. IQ. But once IQ, man, he does what he does. Oh man, it's gonna be exciting to see because then now the Knicks is cruising, and then Randle could be Randle. Randle could be Randle, and he could just start doing what he does, playing bully ball, getting offensive boards, getting to the free throw line. Big Mitch, Hart coming off the bench. I mean, listen, man, we caused a lot of problems for this team. That's why that last game, even though we weren't shooting the trade ball good, we still had comfortable leads of 7, 8, 6. And when you're up by like 6 or 8 in the playoffs, it feels like 20 because the game is so short and condensed and the refs are swallowing their whistle and it's not easy to get a bucket. So when you're up by 6 or 8, that's huge. The Knicks had leads of 12. They had these leads of 11. Like, look at the game, how it went. They started making turnovers towards the end. That's what made the game somewhat close, but the Knicks were controlling the game. Period. I told you there was times in the game, like especially the fourth quarter, I was like, yo, this clock's got to tick, man. This clock's got to hurt because we got these boys now. The game's over. We just got to keep it and hold on. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it was. This game is going to be crazy. Edward, absolutely, it's going to be. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But I think that the Knicks have to weather the storm. Weather the storm, weather the fact that you're not going to be getting calls, and just play your game. If you get in foul trouble, stay aggressive. If you get in foul trouble, it's okay. We have the next guy up mentality, right? That's how you got to be. All right, King Ribby, okay. I need my son RJ to show and prove why he was the third pick. Yeah, I agree. You know what? At this point, man, I just want him to play within himself. I don't want him to try to do anything else. If we need him to defend, play defense. We need him to rebound. We need him to have assists. Great. Steals. Last game he had 6 assists and 4 steals. Great. If we need him to rebound, great. Whatever we need him to do to win, great. That's all we need him to do. If he can take all in that behind score, great. Let's do that. Let's get a W. And because if we get a W tonight, guys, that's like stealing candy from a baby in the middle of the night and no one sees it happening and you just off like a thief of the night. And no one sees it. You know what I mean? They're not expecting it. So it's like, yo, what? I'm out of here. Because no one's going to expect it. Get that W and be on the first plane out to the Garden. Because they know after that, if it's 2-0, it's over. It's over. I told my boy this. You can't lock up a guy like Spider. You got to lock his boys and his bigs, right? Get them on the boards and bully them on defense. Absolutely. Spider's going to be Spider. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense, but what we have to do is tire him out. Spider doesn't like playing defense. We all know that. So you got to tire him out. He's going to make his shots. He's going to do him. And that's fine. But we got the closer. That's all you need. We got Enter the Sandman. That's who we got. So I'm not worried about nothing that Spider does. I'm not. I know he's going to be him. The problem comes is when you have Osman knocking down 6 threes. You got Okoro finally starting to hit 6 threes. LeVert comes off and drops 30. Then now we got problems. But if that's not happening, so I like that. We ain't thieving, we taking. Right, absolutely. I love that, Francisco. We taking it. That's right. Love Big Mariano. Of course, Enter the Sandman. That's who Brunson is. So, yeah. But listen, guys, I just want to do a quick one to kind of chop it up with you guys. I got to run some errands and stuff before tonight's game. I'm going to do my show tonight. Yo, man, let's get this W. Let's get this win. Like Francisco said, we ain't thieving. We taking 2-0 tonight. Let's do it. Let's go, Knicks. I appreciate you guys coming on. I truly, truly do. God bless you and yours. And let's get this W, all right? I'm LB Live. Let's go, people. I'm out. Let's go, Knicks. Peace.